K. Chandrashekar Rao is a man on a mission. The Chief Minister of Telangana is drumming up support for a non-Congress, non-BJP federal front that could be made up of regional parties to form a government in New Delhi. Could this federal front become a political reality, or is it just KCR's pipe dream? To discuss this, we are joined by a panel of experts. E. Venkateshu, Associate Professor at Political Science at Hyderabad University. He is also the coordinator of CSDS Lokniti in the state. Senior journalist Sugata Srinivasaraju, Krishnanand, History Professor and author. Kingshuk Nag, author and journalist, also join us. Gentlemen, many thanks indeed for joining us, all of you. Let me begin this conversation with Kingshuk. KCR has clearly made some moves this week. He has spoken to Kumaraswamy in Karnataka. He's met with Pinarayi Vijayan. Stalin has not met him so far. What do you think is his game plan? Does he fancy a role for himself nationally?
Yeah, he fancies that he should become the Prime Minister because he thinks that the NDA will not get enough numbers to make Modi the Prime Minister. Therefore, he is forming a front which will support the NDA, I think. And he's trying to make a southern front right now. And don't forget that he's following in the footsteps of Chandrababu Naidu, who was also trying the same thing. But now his position is a little difficult because in his election he's not supposed to perform well. So he's taken a cue from Chandrababu Naidu. But Chandrababu Naidu was on the side of the UPA. Now he's forming a federal front which will support the NDA. And therefore I think Stalin is not meeting him. And Kumaraswamy earlier was with Chandrababu Naidu. I don't know who he is now.
Okay.
So this is the game. Basically to form a front. Basically, this is the game to form a front which will help the BJP to form a government in Delhi.
Okay. Srinivasaraju, same question to you. You know, what is the KCR's overall game plan? Because you can't have two fronts competing to be formed, isn't it?
From what I have seen of KCR in the last 3-4 years, he's an extremely shrewd and practical politician. I disagree with Kinshuk that he wants to be the Prime Minister of India. He knows his limitations. I think he is just keeping this idea of a federal front alive so that there could be a good bargaining, chip when the, the results come out of the 23rd. So it's the first acknowledgement that there's going to be some kind of a coalition set up because he has renewed this idea, he has revisited this idea and started meeting people. And also this whole thing about Stalin not meeting him, I don't think that is correct. This is again the media which is trying to put out these kind of stories. They have a cordial relationship from what I understand. And see, he is playing a very, very different game. See, he is trying to create some kind of a southeastern bloc. See, he already has an alliance with Jagan. He has supported him during the elections, and he has a kind of a rapport with Biju Janata Dal. So these three parties together, he assumes that they will have around 45 to 50 seats, which no front, whatever front that comes up in Delhi, cannot do without. And from what I read, his first preference will be a non-BJP front. I don't think he is looking at, you can't form a front without the Congress. That's 100% sure, because if Congress is sitting with 90 to 115 seats, that's the range that people are offering them. I don't think you can form any stable front without the Congress. So this pipe dream thing, he's too practical and shrewd a politician. I don't think he's into all this.
Fair point. Krishnanand, I'm going to come to you, but before that, just take a look at these numbers. From 1999 to 2009, the combined Andhra Pradesh has sent a minimum of 29 MPs who have helped in forming governments at the center. Let's take a look at what happened in 1999. 29 MPs of the TDP supported the forming of the government. In 2004, 29 Congress MPs gave a leg up to the UPA. In 2009, 33 Congress MPs gave a leg up to the UPA in the center. In 2014 as well, you did have 15 MPs from the Telugu Desam Party supporting the NDA. Subsequently, of course, the TDP exited the NDA government. Can KCR garner the support of regional satraps?
If we look at the emerging scenario at the national level, the pre-poll survey findings have come out clearly that none of the political parties, more specifically the national political parties, are going to get the comfortable majority in terms of forming of the government. See, one is that there is a possibility for the emerging of the BJP as the single largest party. Second is that the Congress or the UPA alliance is also having less than 200 seats. And when you look at the third front, more basically with the emergence of the regional political parties, it is also having less than 200 and more than 100 seats. This number that matters a lot in the formation of the government at the national level.
Okay.
So if that is the context, the effort for the bringing about the non-Congress and non-BJP forces together, compromising of mostly the regional political forces,
Right,
is the one possible way of finding out the way out to bringing back or the repeating of the era of the coalition politics in the country.
Okay, I take the point, sir. I take that point about coalition politics coming back. Srinivas Raju, what will this federal front look like? Mamata Banerjee or Naveen Patnaik or Jagan Reddy or Stalin for that matter are all fighting extremely fierce local battle to protect their own turf. Again, the same question, who is going to partner KCR then?
No. I mean, KCR, let me tell you, has an extremely good relationship with all these people.
Okay.
He has been talking to them as a journalist. I've been tracking his moves for the last 2 years, especially on the federal front. He has an extremely good understanding with all these leaders. It's not that, he is building castles in the air. It's a bargaining chip, as I told you earlier, one. And two, he also understands that all these leaders, be it Mamata and be it Naveen Patnaik, they're all fighting against BJP. That's the most important thing. So he can't go and join the BJP. So he can't he can't lead them into a BJP front. So that's out of question. So, even Mayawati or Akhilesh Yadav wouldn't want to join a front where the BJP is part of it, because they'll lose their constituencies and the demographics that they preside over, including TRS. They preside over a huge minority demographics.
Okay.
I don't think they would want to do that. This is about hedging bets. This is about, posturing. This is about trying to sort of, 50 seats is going to be a big thing.
Correct.
And then if you add a couple of other people, it would come up to 80 or 100. And 100 is, will give you a lot of leverage. It's about leverage. Politics is about leverage. It's not about, absolute solutions to something.
Okay, politics is indeed about leverage. Kingshuk Nag, one TRS leader is on record to say they envisage united front kind of situation where regional parties will come together and the Congress in a sense supports from outside. Is that likely? And in that nature, if that happens, who is, everyone here has prime ministerial ambitions, don't they? Kingshuk Nag.
Yeah, it may happen, but the front that Mr. Chandrashekar Rao is forming, if they are able to form the government, that government will be supported by NDA, not UPA. Let's be very clear about it. And he is working from whatever my appearances, he's working at the behest of somebody close to Mr. Modi. So therefore, I'm sure this Mamata Banerjee and company also see that, and therefore they'll not join this formation. As far as three important regions are concerned, Andhra Pradesh with Jagan, with Telangana with KCR, and Biju Patnaik in Odisha. These three parties are the prime targets of the BJP to cobble up their numbers. So maybe they will agree to a federal front. If Biju Patnaik is not part of the federal front envisaged by Naidu, who is of course nobody now. So what I'm saying is that first choice of Mr. KCR is to become head of a federal front, and he becomes the PM supported by NDA. And the second is, if he can't get those numbers, then he supports a Modi-led government. And I'm quite clear about this, whatever other panelists may say.
Okay.
So if this is happening.
Sure. Srinivas Raju, you want to respond to that? Then, one theory I'm hearing is that push come to shove, KCR is likely to align with whoever offers him a better deal. Is that? Would you agree with that assessment?
Yeah, better deal, yes. But then here, let's work backwards. Look at the numbers. If the BJP gets, say, 160 or 180, as it is being portrayed through several, opinion polls that are coming out, or people as making private assessments. So then an NDA, even if you add the NDA numbers, it will not cross 220. So in that scenario, these 50 seats become important. See, if the BJP crosses 200 on its own, and Modi is in a position to form a government on his own, then he will certainly, KCR will go along with Modi and support him probably. But, bargain his end of the thing. But then I don't see how, KCR can be propped up as prime minister and how NDA can support from outside. Let me tell you, in case the BJP falls short, awfully falls short of numbers, even the NDA partners like Shiv Sena may, get into the federal front. So that is the idea. You are trying to create a neutral platform where even you can pull the NDA partners out. So that is I think that is what I am reading. Kinshuk, I'm not trying to dispute entirely with what he's trying to say, but then I don't think KCR is anybody's fool to sort of act on the behest of Modi or people like that. I think he's far shrewd a politician, and his politics in Telangana would not allow him to, jump into the bed with the BJP at the first instance.
Okay, Krishnanand, do you want to respond to that?
The way things are sort of, moving now, I don't see KCR as actually sort of, working at the behest of anybody from the BJP. On the contrary, I think, KCR is trying to sort of, jostle for a space within a set of sort of, regional parties, whereas, as we were discussing, that it's a combined strength. But politics is again sort of, something that you don't really stick to. After all, Chandrababu Naidu has proved that, you don't necessarily stick to people who are your friends, day before yesterday. So I think, I don't see. And look at the choice. He goes to meet Pinarayi Vijayan. Pinarayi Vijayan is only just another member of the Politburo of the CPIM. He doesn't have much of sort of clout out there. And as I look at the CPIM is going to emerge as a party with less than 10 MPs.
Okay.
So they're not really going to matter.
Okay.
What really matters here is whether KCR can establish channels with Mamata Banerjee, with a Sharad Pawar, and these are areas that KCR has not explored.
Okay, Professor Venkatesham, where does this leave Chandrababu Naidu? Does he have political space at all in Telangana, or even the Congress party, or do you think the ground reality is very different?
In Telangana, Telangana Party has lost its ground. It is no more party in Telangana. It has confined only to Andhra Pradesh, and probably his party will be having a less than 10 Lok Sabha seats this time, and he will also be a part of this front. May not be essentially the front that is led by K. Chandrashekar Rao, but he is very closely associated with Mamata Banerjee. Then even at the Uttar Pradesh SP and Samajwadi Party, even Kumaraswamy, Congress alliance. See, there has been a context for why Chandrashekar Rao has been intensifying this federal front notion, even meeting the leftist political leaders, is that in one of the election meetings, Prime Minister Narendra Modi said that the way Congress party bifurcated Andhra Pradesh has created some sort of cantankerous situation, which therefore the Telugu people are not able to have an eye-to-eye look, and there has been a spoiling of the close relationship between the Telugu people. So that is the statement that made K. Chandrashekar Rao even to go and meet the Chief Minister of Kerala, Pinarayi Vijayan. And again, once again, the federal front question has came into the debate at the national level.
Right.
But however, Chandrababu Naidu, even whether his party is coming to the power or not in Andhra Pradesh, but he will be having his own role in the coming together of the regional political parties, and then making of the a third front. Probably that front may be supported by cutting across the ideological differences,
right.
Whether it is NDA or UPA. That ideological boundary has been likely to be eroded.
Okay. Last word with you. Right. Last word with you, Srinivas Raju. We haven't spoken much about Jagan Reddy and what he is. I mean, it is widely expected that he's going to be, has the edge at least in Andhra Pradesh. What would he, where would he stand? And do you think KCR and Jagan would be willing to join hands in whatever front that's being formed?
See, again, Harsha, it's about, Jagan is fighting 25 seats in Andhra Pradesh, and TRS is fighting 17 seats. Even if you look at the numbers, the difference in numbers there. And these two have come together. They have an understanding. There's a formal understanding between the two. So they may jointly bargain. That is there. And it all depends on how much the BJP is going to get. If the BJP will be in a position to form a stable government at the center. So if the BJP is not in a position to form a stable government, even NDA partners may look at other options, and they cannot walk into the UPA. So Federal Front becomes a kind of an option for them. That is point number one. And two, if you try to look at the coalition of assorted parties coming together, you need a glue to hold them together. And that glue will be the Congress if it's a secular alliance.
Point taken. Last word with you, Krishna. You wanted to make a point.
Yeah, the point is, I think, we are all talking about sort of, subgroups coming together and the possibilities of this. But, if my own sort of, experience of reading politics of, particularly the politics of coalition from the 1960s, in fact, and more importantly, we're from very close quarters in 1996. On the 24th of May, it's going to be each leader unto himself. Like, it's not that, like, KCR is going to sort of, saddle all his fortunes, everything with Jagan Reddy, or Jagan is not going to saddle everything, sort of, give a power of attorney to somebody else. To me, let's be very, very clear. I think, the kind of people who are likely to play a much larger role on the 24th of May. And, all this, is presuming that there isn't a clear majority, that the NDA falls short of sort of, substantially in terms of, crossing the 272 mark and so on and so forth. And in that event, each one of these leaders are going to sort of, go to Delhi with, their own wish list and, their own list of demands, and nobody is going to speak for the other. So, KCR might have been seen as sort of, getting close to YSR, and that had to do with Chandrababu fighting an election in Telangana, and, there was this whole thing of, I am also going to sort of, show you a place. But I think the people who are going to play a very, very major role on the 24th and, for at least a few days after the 24th of May in the event are going to be Mamata Banerjee, Sharad Pawar, Akhilesh Yadav, Mayawati, if it works. And, these are the kind of scenario that we'll expect. And, Stalin probably sort of, will be speaking for himself. So each one is going to be speaking for themselves. There isn't going to be any kind of, this theoretical possibility of, a front within the front led by the Congress. To me, like, it looks like just kite flying.
All right, gentlemen, we leave it there. Many thanks indeed for joining us with your perspectives. If you have been, thank you so much for watching.